We're talking about We're talking about podcasts.
Where's the low harmony? Hang on. I want to find that low harmony.
We're talking about podcasts.
No, it's definitely not that.
We're talking about podcasts. I don't think that was it.
No.
We're talking about podcasts. We're talking about itty bitty podcasts. Podcasts.
Merry Mini Monday. Chunkies. We're just doing it. We had a nice long conversation about our intro and it got in our heads.
And about how Doge hates it.
No, you've just got it today. You've just got it.
It is, and it's in your ears now.
It's now.
It's real and it's raw.
It's now in your ears. Hey, were either of y'all born today?
No.
Oh, you know who was though?
I don't even know who we are yet.
I'm Carter.
I'm Doge.
Jordan.
Hey, I always jump the gun, don't I?
You do.
That's good though. It's like my thing. Like
Yeah.
I'm developing this character.
That's like you, Carter, the guy who forgets to do the thing.
Right.
What a cool brand for you.
Like on the next episode, I just started by saying, rent it.
Hey, for real though, if that's what you're rating tomorrow's movie, that is insane.
We'll see.
Let's not do that yet.
We'll see. Guys, I'd love to tell you about some stars that were born.
Oh.
Okay.
And once again, I've got some trouble here because our very first episode, there happened to be 3 relatively known stars born on that day.
Great.
On this January 28th.
Maybe not so much.
There's one, and then I've got one that's born tomorrow.
Okay.
And then one that was born on Wednesday.
Okay.
Okay.
So for those of us type A personalities that like to plan ahead, make sure we got those cards in the mail for those birthdays.
Yeah.
Enough time.
Go ahead and preset your tweets.
Yeah.
Here we go, and we'll start with today. Today somebody turns 38, okay? Our first actor, born in 1981, may have made more of a deep impact on cinema than we think. Back in the very beginning, who would have thought his future would see him dining on everything from lambus bread to human flesh? 38 years old today.
Man.
Our first actor, born in 1981, may have made more of a deep impact on cinema than we think. Back in the very beginning, who would have thought his future would see him dining on everything from lambus bread to human flesh? Who is this star?
Sean Astin.
Oh, man. I was going to say Sean Astin, but I think he's got to be older than that, huh?
Elijah Wood was in Deep Impact.
I had a 50-50 shot and I took it.
You did.
Here's the thing.
I'm Frodo Baggins.
We're an Armageddon family.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm not a Deep Impact
We are
guy.
too. That's fine.
Okay.
Today's going to be a lot like that. Do you know the human flesh reference?
I don't.
Eating human flesh. He plays a
don't.
character called Kevin in Sin City. That's really disturbing. I don't know if you've seen Sin City before.
I haven't.
Some interesting scenes there, but he does eat people, and he like always has this weird smile.
Don't we all?
Don't we all though? Did you know he's also several times been the voice of Spyro?
Wait,
the dragon?
wait, really?
The Sony dragon Spyro?
Uh-huh.
What?
That's crazy.
Isn't it interesting?
Gary Oldman was a voice in the first one, too.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
They just got that A-list.
the A-list talent of the
For
late
Spyro.
90s for Spyro the Dragon.
Did you know
Jeez.
Anthony Hopkins was Banjo-Kazooie? I'm kidding.
Whoa.
Meryl Streep is Mario.
Yes. Not so much.
Whoa.
Let's go.
Much better Meryl Streep than mine.
In 1945, a true blue blood actor was born. While this magnum man mostly loaned his most epic mustache to television, he would just as quickly book a full-length gig. Who we got? 74 years old.
Timothy Selleck.
Yes.
Timothy Selleck.
Timothy.
Also in 3 Men and a Baby
Yeah.
And Friends.
Yep.
and Friends. He
Very-
had a lot of TV work.
Very nearly Indiana Jones.
Yes, Quigley Down Under was kind of almost like a, I don't know if it was at the same time as Indiana
He
Jones.
couldn't get out of his TV contract.
and he chose that, yeah. But it's not like his TV contract probably wasn't paying the bills.
For real.
He just, I didn't know he was 74.
Yeah.
He
Me
seems way younger than that. I think
hope I
even
look
if
like
his
that at
mustache
74.
was as white as it probably should be.
Well, I mean, think about this. 20 years ago, he was playing the man cougar in Friends. I mean, he was the old guy that. I mean,
and that was a long time
20
ago.
years
yeah.
ago.
50s.
He was the sexy old man.
And he was not. So that's what's tough. Oh, also, let's take a quick aside.
Okay.
But I'm going to do a quick shout out to Sheldon. Thanks for letting me know. John Hurt, whose birthday it was last week.
Uh-huh.
Did you know he's not alive?
Wait, no, what?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Still his
Oops.
birthday though, right?
So it was an in memoriam
Yeah.
Yeah.
of John Hurt. It would have been his birthday.
He was on this posthumously.
He's our first supernova on A Star Was Born.
Yes. That's amazing.
that's
Thank you
good.
for that recovery.
That's good.
Our 1974 baby, so his birthday's coming up Wednesday.
His
Our
birthday.
1974 baby is mostly known for playing some truly and literally dark roles. But did you know he did voice acting for Disney's Pocahontas? Who knew he? He turns 45 today.
Oh, man.
Our 1974 baby is mostly known for playing some truly and literally dark roles. But did you know he did voice acting for Disney's Pocahontas? Who knew he?
Voice acting for Pocahontas. And it's a he.
There were boys in it.
I know, but like I'm thinking,
John Smith was Mel Gibson.
yeah, I was about to say it's not.
Tis not he.
not
He's
Melly-
not. He's not
Melly
40.
Gibbs.
He's not in his
Yeah.
40s.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Doesn't look good for her.
Hey, real question. Haven't seen Pocahontas in a long time. What other dudes are in that movie? The governor guy with the dog.
Her
right?
dad.
Oh yeah.
He's kind of just an angry type dude.
Christian Bale.
That was gonna be my guess, but I had
Wait.
no idea that he did voice acting.
Christian Bale's in his 40s.
Mm-hmm.
How old do you think he was?
Well, he plays every end of the age spectrum at any age.
Yeah,
so
that's a
I,
good point.
Christian
I think he's just so nebulous to me as far as
Yeah.
age goes.
Fair enough.
He exists
Bale.
outside of any time structure
Who
that
was
I'm
Christian
aware
Bale in Pocahontas?
he
of.
was
He's Pocahontas.
What?
he was Pocahontas.
paint with all the colors of the wind.
No, he wasn't. I had
Grandmother
it.
Willow.
I had it up, but he was actually one of the. He's like an in between. He's like the Thomas. So he had like shorter hair, like shorter brown hair, and he was like a lackey for the main villain. But he's also like, I don't know if I want to be a bad guy. Anyways, you'd know if you watched it today.
You'd go, there he is.
But his literally dark role, obviously,
Sure, the Dark Knight.
This guy.
yeah,
Just
Oh, it
Googled
even
him.
looks like him.
Even looks
Dark
like Christian
Knight.
Bale.
Actually, a little bit.
was in the
does.
Newsies. He actually played. I mean, American Psycho is a pretty dark role as
Yeah,
well.
Sure.
Yeah.
Christian Bale has had an illustrious career.
Oh my goodness, yes.
For real.
Wow. Kind of going through, his was hard to make a little quiz on because
Yeah.
you had The Fighter, which he won the Academy Award for, all sorts of stuff. He was in one of my favorite Kenneth Branagh movies, which is Henry V.
Mhm.
Made a long time ago, played a little like bag boy. Amazing.
You think he's gonna win for Vice? He's up for Vice, right?
Yeah.
You think he's gonna win?
I don't know. It's either him or Remy, I think.
You think so?
I really
Remy's,
do.
Remy's performance is great, but it's not. I don't. think
Isn't it Rami?
It's Romy.
Randall?
Roomba.
Roomba.
I think Roomba's
did
performance is
about-
Roomba did a
great,
great job.
but it's not necessarily best actor.
The thing about him, the thing about Roomba is that no matter how good of a job he does, he always just sort of returns back to base. And I think that
Yeah.
that's just too much sometimes.
Yeah.
He was on Gilmore Girls. Remy was. Remy.
Roomba.
Roomba. Chelsea sent me a screenshot the other day and was like, there he is.
It's Queen from the
And
movie
it's-
Queen.
That's when
Queen.
that's when they knew that he was going to be great for Freddie Mercury because all he says in that whole on that whole episode is that up. Just like, who is that guy? Guys, I have a new bit for us today.
Oh no.
You're holding a piece of paper.
It's got a lot to do with numbers, and so I was
Oh
like,
gosh.
yeah.
Okay.
let's call it fun with numbers. But then I said no,
Funbers.
Funbers.
There
That's
it
exactly
is.
what I said.
Okay.
So welcome to
Good.
Funbers. What I've got for you today, I went over to Box Office Mojo, which, by the way, Box Office Ball, Jordan is way behind.
Sorry,
I,
bud.
I haven't had a movie yet.
Well,
Sorry, dude.
does that change the fact you're way behind?
no.
Better team.
Glass has made about $54 million.
And the bummer is that even if Replicants made $1, you're still beating me
Still beating you.
because you've had two movies that had one.
And so Glass, I guess, technically is a part of a franchise. Like if you were to say, like not M. Night Shyamalan movies, but the twist of Split was that it was the second to Unbreakable. And then we had this
Yeah.
thing. So that got me going on a franchise index that I found. These are the most successful worldwide grossing franchises of all time.
Okay.
Can you make a guess at what number one is?
Star Wars.
No.
I feel like it has to be Marvel.
Marvel Cinematic Universe
Yeah.
is number one.
Okay.
Marvel Cinematic Universe has made $6.8 billion.
Yeah.
But that's 20 movies,
Right.
right? So then you go down, and then Star Wars is next.
Sure.
It's made 4.2 on 11 movies.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's actually its money average is higher by about 40 million.
Right.
11 movies because of the Clone Wars animated movie. That was like, what is the 11th movie?
Right, and that's what's tough. And so then you have J.K. Rowling's Wizarding World is third
Okay. Sure.
with 11 movies at 2.78 billion, 2.4 billion.
It's a big gap.
Is they went ahead and just said Batman 11. So they did even the older Batman stuff. I think they even have that in like anytime Batman has been in one of the DC universe things recently, right? So it's kind of wonky.
Weird.
Yeah,
that's
really weird. Harry Potter was fifth. What I'm more interested in.
How is Harry Potter different than Wizarding World?
So Wizarding World equals Fantastic Beasts 11. 9. Well, that's but there's
Why
8
mark them
Harry Potters.
separate?
Maybe it's just Harry Potter without Fantastic Beasts ranks here, and Harry Potter plus Fantastic Beasts ranks up here. Anyway,
Mayhaps. Anyways, with our total gross, you kind of look at the top 10, and it was like 20 movies, 11 movies, 9 movies, 25 movies. Can you guess which one that is? Coming in at 8th place has 25
James
movies.
Bond.
Yep, $2.1 billion.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Wow. Then we've got Middle Earth, and then we get down to 5. 5 seems kind of like this is not a ridiculous amount of movies for a franchise.
Sure.
And so then I wanted to go through, and let's try and get you guys quickly. What do you think are in the top 5 highest grossing 5 movie franchises?
So that takes out Fast and Furious. They're
Yeah.
done.
It does.
Takes out the Rocky movies. They're
Five
done.
Fast
movie
and Furious
franchise.
has 8. And
5
it
or
is like
less, or is
15.
this all like 5 movies exactly?
5 exactly.
How many Rambos are there?
I can tell you the highest grossing, like with just a small amount of movies, is Avengers with 3, with 1.7 billion.
It's so
And it's
weird
almost
that
in the
they
top
mark
10.
these
It's like
different.
number 14 or 15.
Huh.
Okay. 5 movies
Spider-Man? Like, are we counting like Toby? There's 3 Tobys and 2 Andrews?
and a Tom Holland.
Not in the
though,
top
so-
5,
yeah.
though. That's not going to be even in the top 10. I've highlighted the top 10 on here. Here's one that we were likely not going to think of, but $500 million, the Die Hard franchise
Oh yeah.
Oh, wow.
had 5. The Conjuring had 5.
There's 5 of those.
Whoa.
Isn't that crazy? A little more than $500 million. Terminator had 5 at 608 million. Alvin and the Chipmunks had 5 at
Oh my
662
way.
million. Ice Age had 5 at
How many
793
Shreks?
Gotta have
million.
my Ray
There have
Romano.
been 4 Shreks.
There, you've got one of your top 5s. No, there's been 5.
There's been 5 Shrek.
Shrek
Puss in Boots.
Shrek is third.
Oh.
What?
Shrek is third on the
So
5
Shrek
list.
is one of
And it's
them.
within the top 20 highest grossing
What
franchises
on
of all time.
Earth.
What?
Shrek has made $1.4 billion.
What?
The first 2 deserve every ounce of that money.
And so then we've got 4 more. And I'll give you what was in 5th.
Okay.
Born. The Born series made
So many of
$800
these
million.
Are puzzle piecing 5
Right.
movies together? It's so hard to think of.
It's pretty tough.
How many aliens have there been? More than 5.
Nope. Yep. Here's number 4. Twilight. Twilight has made $1.3 billion. Maybe we should have an argument in the next episode about our next Twilight movie to possibly say, I was thinking to myself, is Twilight the worst, most successful franchise of all time?
I think it's what I thought Fast and Furious was going to be.
Wait,
Right.
DCEU.
Yeah.
DCEU has 6, they say.
Hang on. Man of Steel.
Batman vs.
Batman,
Superman.
Suicide Squad.
Oh, I forgot Suicide
Wonder
Squad.
Woman. Aquaman. Justice League.
I forgot Suicide
You know,
Squad.
Aquaman's now in the top 25 highest grossing films of all time.
I thought this was supposed to be fun.
I'm sorry, it's
Yeah.
not fun. Number 3 was Shrek. We said number 5 was Born. 4 was Twilight. Number 2, Pirates of the Caribbean. $1.4 billion. But we can be happy with number 1, I think, which was Jurassic Park at $1.8 billion
Wow.
with 5 movies. And then the Avengers was right after them, and then Transformers had 7.
Ugh.
And then the
Apparently
Fast and the Furious
Bumblebee's
with 8.
good, though.
Here's what's going to happen, though. With the Fast and the Furious at 8, they're about to have the Hobbs and Shaw movie. I bet that alone moves that franchise into the top 10
Yeah.
all time.
It very well could.
Amazing. What if 9 Fast and Furious movies makes more money than 9 Harry Potter movies?
I bet it could.
I think it'll happen.
I hope it happens. Another reason to pull for that franchise. Love you guys. Love you, Fast and Furious. Love everything about
Love you, Jesse.
Love you,
There's
Jesse
a random.
Ouija.
I follow
Miss you,
Dwayne.
Jesse.
I follow Dwayne Johnson on Instagram, and I'd highly recommend it. But there was a scene that he teased from Hobbs and Shaw where he's like in a Samoan outfit,
course
and
he
there's
is.
dead bodies around him.
Good.
I don't care.
Yeah.
That's like
I think
okay,
that was
yeah.
actually
I don't-
that's actually from Moana too.
I don't know.
So just
Live
be-
action.
Just be ready for it.
Disney
It'll
went
be crazy.
straight to the live action
It's
version
the
of that.
Moana.
Moana with a vengeance.
Disney
Oh my
Plus.
gosh.
Live Moana or die Moana. Yeah.
Before we go, I do want to ask you guys just very quickly, what's you streaming? That was actually literally very quickly to
That was
ask.
very quickly.
It was very quick. Yeah.
What do we got? Anything new from last week?
New from last week is Brooklyn Nine-Nine for us. We've watched everything thus far, and then it got canceled and then picked up by NBC. And the NBC episodes, there's 2 of them out thus far at the time of this recording, and they're great.
How long has that been happening? The pickup after something's been canceled. Why does that feel recent? Because I feel like there's been a lot of things like Netflix picked up Arrested Development after it got canceled by Fox.
It's actually pretty rare for something to be picked up this quickly.
Yeah.
Like a down the road reboot or continuation isn't that uncommon. But Brooklyn Nine-Nine was the anomaly because it was picked up in under 24 hours.
That's
The
amazing.
Expanse was pretty similar, though.
Yeah, it was.
Sci-Fi canceled The Expanse, and
And then
Amazon was
Amazon
like, "Hey,
bought
we
it.
got it." But
But yeah.
fingers crossed that happens for Happy Endings. Another excellent show on
That
Hulu,
show's dead.
but
It's
never
game
gonna
over.
happen. Anyway,
Love it, but it's game over. We finished. We wrapped up Barry for our first time, and I'm now
Awesome.
taking Callie through her first time watching Silicon Valley, which is one of my silliest favorites.
It's funny.
It's a very
It's
funny
really
show.
funny.
it's a good one.
We're watching something called Instant Home or Instant House.
Instant Hotel, right?
Instant Hotel.
Yeah.
And we've seen the whole season and I didn't catch on the title. But I have to tell you, I love the content. If you're a fan of reality type TV or like a
I am.
Big Brother, Bachelor kind of
Yeah.
vibe,
Yeah.
you've got 5 couples and they go around and each of them review one of the couple's instant houses, which is essentially
An
a
Airbnb.
Airbnb. And it's
That's
from
interesting.
Australia. So if anything, it's just fun to listen to them talk.
Yeah.
But it's very interesting. There's some pretty funny characters on there. And so I'm hoping for more seasons. It's one of those Netflix originals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did one episode of tidying up with Marie
I was about
Kondo.
to say, are either of you guys Marie Kondoing anything?
I think
in your
Chelsea
life?
watched one of those and she liked it.
I liked it, but it made me really sleepy because the whole vibe of the show is just very like peaceful and tranquil.
Mhm.
And so
I
like
get that.
we got one episode in, and I was like, if we
will
watch
say,
another one, my day's over.
I
I'm gonna
Marie
pass out.
Kondoed my garage and my home like office space like earlier this week when we had MLK Day off,
Yeah.
and it is the greatest feeling. I didn't like hold stuff in my hand and thank it. For
So you
bringing me
didn't
joy.
really.
I didn't really
you
Marie.
basically just organized.
I didn't really Marie Kondo. I just cleaned my house like a big boy does, but
Yeah.
I feel pretty good about it.
That's awesome.
Well, now all your stuff is mad at you because you didn't think it enough, but
I
that's
know.
okay.
Finally, a look ahead to the weekend in terms of a weekend release. Here's what tells you, I mean, just the culture that we live in. The best thing that I could find was actually something that's going to be streaming. So movies have releases now on streaming services.
Are you about to say Velvet Buzzsaw?
Velvet Buzzsaw?
Oh my gosh, it looks so good.
Yeah.
I really think people should see this movie. It's
Yeah.
Jake Gyllenhaal, who we've already kind of crushed on a little bit.
Same
with his,
director as Nightcrawler.
Yes, with his coming Mysterio role
The
in
cast is
Spider-Man.
unbelievable.
The cast is unbelievable, and it really. Thank you, Jordan Peele. I think he's
Yeah.
doing something. I
Yeah,
think he's
100%.
started something to where maybe years and years down the road they might say that's the best that the horror genre has been.
Yeah.
It added something new.
Yeah.
Just It's not even dark comedy. It's something different.
It's actual horror, but with a plot and storyline that doesn't make me want to pull my hair out.
It's not
Exactly.
it's not jumpy.
Right.
Yeah.
But Velvet Buzzsaw is about art and essentially art coming
But
to life. But
is it?
that's all we'll say. Who knows what it's about?
Is it actually Night at the Museum 4?
It might be.
Tune in this weekend to find out.
I think to sign off today, let's find another. I don't even know if Velvet Buzzsaw is one of those names that kind of gets your attention, right?
Yeah.
So as we sign off,
It's a real like WWE name.
it really is. And you might have already done your part on this, but I think we should all think of something else that Velvet Buzzsaw could be. Not as a movie plot, but perhaps as a product, maybe a wrestler or something like that. So for our Mini Monday, I'm Carter. And I imagine Velvet Buzzsaw being almost along the lines of like Garbage Pail Kids. Velvet Buzzsaw is this kind of bloody teddy bear that somehow ends up going viral and being a big deal and going on sale. Just this ugly plush type thing. That's my Velvet Buzzsaw. Doge?
I'm Doge, and I believe that Velvet Buzzsaw is Black & Decker's attempt to market tools for women. And instead of that Black & Decker orange, they're bright pink. And it's reductive and it's uncomfortable. But the line is called Black & Decker presents Velvet Buzzsaw.
Oh, man.
Interesting. You know, it's funny that you brought this up because it actually is already a thing. Velvet Buzzsaw, of course, being the secret unreleased Prince album that he wrote and recorded right before his passing. So thank you, Prince, for Velvet Buzzsaw and all the great singles.
Stream it. Stream it wherever you download our podcast.
Oh, man.
And who are you?
Jordan.
Bye.